Hello everyone, this is Andrew Barr with MyCrypto.guru, and the question I'm getting here a lot lately is, should I buy Bitcoin? It's the most expensive one out there. Well, I don't think it's all that expensive, only because if you know how important and useful Bitcoin is, you don't really think it's all that expensive compared to the other coins that are out there. But it's the biggest one on the block. It's had the most hype. People are worried that maybe the gas is running out. Maybe it's time to go ahead and move into an altcoin. But I'll tell you this, I invested quite a bit for my grandmother a while back, and her Bitcoin portfolio, her pure Bitcoin portfolio, is still outperforming any other portfolio we have. But should I buy Bitcoin? Well, the underlying question to that, the underlying statement really, I guess, is, if I buy Bitcoin now, will I have more money later? And I'm not going to go on the whole philosophical reason why I don't like that question, because I don't believe we should be running around looking for more dollars for our Bitcoin. You're missing the point of Bitcoin. But if what you're concerned about is getting more dollars for your Bitcoin, the question is, if I buy Bitcoin today, will I have more dollars tomorrow? And I still believe that's true. I believe we have an enormous amount of growth in front of Bitcoin. But let's understand, what is growth? Where does the growth come from? Growth in price comes from increase in demand. That can be people buying it because they want to hold on to it. That could be people buying it because they want to use it. But the fact is, there are, let's say, 100 people selling and 200 people buying, the price will move up. Because we need more people to sell for these people to be able to buy. The price will go up. 200 people selling, 100 people buying, the price will go down. Because now these buyers have a lot of people to choose from, the sellers have to compete with each other. So where does the price come from? It comes from an equilibrium of where are the buyers and the sellers matching. If demand goes up, price goes up. Understand that. That's the fundamental nature of everything we're dealing with. If demand goes up, price goes up. If demand goes down, price goes down. So the question of, should I buy Bitcoin? Which, yes, you should. And understand something. We're about to go over some concepts in here and some ideas that if you were part of our private channel, which is just $10 a month, if you were part of our private channel, you would have heard about these a long time ago. It's over at MyCrypto.guru if you want to sign up. But so let's go over what we're talking about right now. What we're getting at is, if I buy Bitcoin, will I have more dollars? In other words, if I buy Bitcoin, will there be more demand for Bitcoin later? I believe the answer to that is yes. Two reasons why. We've got three major pushes. Well, one company that's got two pushes, and one major chain that's coming. So the Lightning Network is coming for Bitcoin. For those who don't know, again, if you're part of the private channel, $10 a month, it's all I charge. You get access to me, you get all the classwork, whatever. But the Lightning Network is a payment system that is changing everything about Bitcoin. For instance, my cousin lives in Texas, okay? I live in Missouri, my cousin lives in Texas, and I send him money every once in a while. Not because he can't pay his bills, but yeah, we'll go with that. He can't pay his bills. I don't know. It's not because of that. He has a good job. But so I send him money every once in a while, Christmas presents for his daughter or whatever. If I have him run my credit card for the purchase, it costs 3%. If I send him $100, every $100 I send him, if I send it through a credit card, is $3 out of my pocket, or his really. He typically, the merchant or the receiver gets the credit card fees. But the point is that it's $3 out of somebody's pocket. We started using the Lightning Network. Now the Lightning Network's still in beta. It's still kind of being tested, but you can send real transactions through it right now. We've got about 10 Bitcoin floating around in the network that's locked in to do this with. So I send him a Lightning Network payment. It doesn't matter how big the payment is. It costs me right around 1.5 cents. 1.5 cents. It's not based on how much I sent. It's not based on anything other than the fact that I sent a payment. It's around 1.5 cents. That's it. That's all. And he gets the money virtually instantaneously. If I use a credit card to send money, or I send money through the banking system, it typically takes at least a day or so. So I can send him money virtually instantly. So we have an organic system in place that should increase the demand for Bitcoin. And again, what is increase in demand? It's an increase in price. People are going to want to use Lightning Network because it's faster than a credit card and it's significantly cheaper. Again, if I'm sending just $100, it's the difference between $3 or 300 pennies and 1.5 pennies. There's your factor, okay? So it's a factor of 200. It's 200 times cheaper on a $100 transaction. You go to $1,000, it costs $30 to send that. I still only pay 1.5 cents. So understand the Lightning Network is an organic way to just simply increase demand for Bitcoin because more people are going to want to use Bitcoin when Lightning Network is done. Lightning Network should be rolling out before the end of this year. Now, what's the other thing that's going on? Square. If you don't know what Square is, Square started as a point of sale company, and they were one of the first, if not the first, one to allow you to swipe a credit card on your cell phone. So that's where you saw a lot of those white little blocks they would put in, and it was the Square app. In fact, my company that I just sold back in December used Square at our point of sale. Now, I'm not saying Square is taking it at the point of sale. However, they are looking at taking it at the point of sale. That's the rumor that's going around right now, but that is, again, just a rumor. We don't know for sure. But if they were to start taking Bitcoin at the point of sale, that gets us in front of 300,000 to 400,000 merchants around the country. 300,000 to 400,000 merchants that can start taking Bitcoin for sodas, milkshakes, and cheeseburgers. That's huge. That's going to increase demand. If that happens, again, it's a rumor. But what is actually going on with Square, and this is the reason why I think the rumor of Square eventually adopting Bitcoin is true. I think it's going to happen. I believe this. But Square also has something called the Cash App. Now, if you don't know what the Cash App is, that's fine. They've got about 3 million users, and it's basically like a Venmo or a PayPal. You send money directly to your friends, and you pay a little percentage. You know, I think maybe 1.5%. I'm not entirely sure what the fees are on it. But they move around about $15 billion in any given moment. And with their 3 million users, 15 billion in circulation, they are now allowing you to buy Bitcoin directly through the Cash App. Now, I don't believe you can send Bitcoin to each other through it, but you can buy it and sell it with a Cash App and store it in the Cash App. So now we're in front of 3 more million people, which let's say half of those have never heard of Bitcoin, but that's still 1.5 more million users that can go in, and even if they just each buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, it's another $150 million into the market cap. So increase in demand equals increase in price. As you're going out and looking for things to invest in, look at things that people want. The more people that want it, the higher the price is going to go. That's why hype tends to drive things up until people realize that what they bought into was crap. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, is a very solid long-term hold. There's a Lightning Network, there's Square, there's adoption all over the place. Bitcoin is a great long-term hold. In fact, 40% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin. I'm getting ready to change that to 60, actually, probably next few days. But anyway, if you're a part of our private channel, our private group, the $10 a month group over at MyCrypto.guru, you'd hear about this a lot. We talk about this all the time. Where are things going to go? We called the Ethereum crash about 4 days before it happened. So I'm not saying we're psychic. I'm not saying we get everything right, but we did call that one. That one was pretty obvious, I think. So MyCrypto.guru, sign up for the $10 a month updates, notifications. You get free access to me. You get access to our team. You get access to the classes. You get access to all the other users. And anyway, so this is Andrew with MyCrypto.guru. And should you buy Bitcoin? Yes, you should buy Bitcoin.